2021, I accidentally booked a call with Alex Hormozi's team at Gym Launch, thinking it was an interview. And 2 years later, I went on to make over $500,000 online. During my time at Gym Launch, I didn't make crazy money, only around 4 to 7K a month. But while working for Alex, I learned an essential lesson that completely changed the way I look at sales and business that anyone could copy to make way more money. Now, let's get to the good stuff. Chapter 1. The Gym Launch model. Before I go into anything, you first need to understand what made Alex Hormozi's Gym Launch so wildly successful. During my time working for Gym Launch, my job was to cold call gym owners and not to sell them, but to invite them to a podcast. And to be honest, that didn't make a whole lot of sense for me at first. Like, why the hell would we invite them over to a podcast? But it started to click very shortly after. I'm sure you guys have heard Alex talk a lot about reciprocity. If you know anything about Hormozi, he is very big on reciprocity, meaning you get what you give. His idea is that if we gave to gym owners first in the form of bringing them on a podcast to talk about their business, promote their business, and get some additional marketing, the gym owners would give back to him in terms of buying and working for his company, Gym Launch. It was a genius model, and I even hosted those podcasts. You could even find me hosting these podcasts on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon. It's called the Gym Lords Podcast. It really was a genius model, and reason being was that these gym owners got so much value by coming onto a podcast, having a good conversation with me, someone who is now knowledgeable when it comes to scaling their gym, promoting their business, talking about their life, talking about their goals with their gym, that at the end of the call, I would just make the suggestion. Essentially what I would say is, hey, gym owner, it was very nice speaking with you. We had a great conversation. By the way, you told me your goal is to become $1 million gym over the next year. I have this guy of mine, his name is Jacob Hopkins, and he fucking crushes it when it comes to scaling gyms. Do you mind if I connected you guys so that you could have a conversation with him? You guys, since the gym owners went through such an extensive process of getting value, they always said yes to the consultation call. And that first call with Jacob was always a call of value. Instead of going straight to the pitch on those calls, we would get to know the gym owner first. What is their goals? What is their why? Where are they looking to take their business? Why is this important to them? But more importantly, what do they feel like they need? That way they could get to that point of reaching their goals. It made them feel heard, rather than just another number. And it was completely different from what anyone else was doing in the market. And because of that, the competition Hormozi had in the gym scaling space wasn't really competition at all. Reciprocity, you get what you give. One thing I will say is, I've told this story a couple times before, and a lot of people have asked me, Alex, don't you think it's disingenuous to bring a gym owner on the podcast, essentially with the hopes to sell them something at the end of the process? And my answer always is not at all. Like I said, these gym owners went through such an extensive process of getting value, from the valuable conversation that they had with myself, to promoting their business on the podcast, to the valuable conversation that they had with the consultant who knows their shit when it comes to scaling gyms. Even if those gym owners didn't end up buying Gym Launch's product, a lot of them just came back 2 months later and bought it anyways. And Gym Launch wasn't cheap. It was a $40,000 offer. It opened my eyes that if you want to be different, you need to be different. Be creative and use reciprocity in your business. You get what you give. Now, chapter 2 is using Hormozi's free value approach in other domain. You guys, I quickly realized how useful this free value principle was in all walks of life and business. I remember I said once in a video that Hormozi probably made tens of millions of dollars from that podcasting system. If I did the math, it would probably be a hell of a lot closer to 100 million rather than 10. So few people are even willing to find different ways where you could give before you ask. And if you do, it immediately separates you from the competition. I've even used this principle in different facets of life. For example, that consultant, Jacob Hopkins, that I met at Gym Launch's team, I made sure to give him as much value as possible as someone who worked right underneath him. And because of the different things I did for Jacob, like going above and beyond as his direct setter, filling up his calendar, warming leads up before he spoke with them, making sure they show up on a daily basis, and making him a ton of money, he gave back to me. He is actually the one who connected me with Iman Gadzhi, and Iman ended up bringing me on his team. Ultimately, me giving to Jacob without asking for a single thing ended up making me tons and tons of money. Another example is how I give on sales calls. You guys, no matter what offer you are on as a closer, there will always be cold leads that jump onto your calendar. The type of people that get on the call and they say, hey, I have no idea what you guys are doing. I'm just looking for more information. With cold leads in specific, I always try to use my expertise in what I sell to give them as much value as possible. I made my calls to where it's a hell of a lot less about the sell and more about giving them coaching and guidance so they can make the right decision for them. It's me understanding the direction they want to take their life, their goals, their business. That way I could use it to coach them to make a decision. Using that strategy helped me collect millions of dollars in sales as a sales rep. In this video that you are watching now, I am giving you as much free value as possible from the experiences that I've had. That way, hey, maybe you could apply it. Maybe it could be useful for you. But even in the future, if I start some type of sales consulting or sales coaching offer, you guys will give back to me. So how you can copy me, if you are just starting out, this principle could be your biggest weapon. If you do not have experience in sales, you need to get creative. For example, I have helped dozens of people land top market sales roles with no experience by using creative give before you ask outreach strategies. I do have a video where I break down how to land a full-time remote-based sales job, just like I've helped other people do, that you could find somewhere around the description. And hopefully you've realized this video here is just another example of the free value strategy that I've been preaching. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching and see you soon.